Hello everyone, I welcome you all to the Infinity Vision platform. Right now I will be doing one such question that came in your JEE Main examination. This question came on 1st September 2021 and it came on second shift. So let us see this question first. Question says a block of mass m slides on a wooden wedge. So that means the whole figure is given to you. A block m is sliding on this wedge of mass capital M, and this slanting angle is given as 30 degree. Okay, which in turn slides backward. That means if block comes like this, so it will go backward, okay, on the horizontal surface. So the acceleration of the block with respect to the wedge is, you need to find out the acceleration of this block small m with respect to wedge. So that means if you'll sit on the wedge, so what would be its acceleration along the inclined plane, that you need to find out. Okay, and what are the other parameter which is given to you? Given m, small m is 8 kg, capital M is 16 kg. Assuming all the surfaces shown in the figure is frictionless, so that means there is no friction. So if this small m block tries to come to the bottom, this capital M wedge will move down backward, don't you think? Because there is no friction. In order to so there is no friction, so that means it will go backward. We already know that this wedge will move backward because of the force provided by small m block. So we'll visualize this question once again and redraw it. So suppose N is a normal force applied by the small m block on this capital M, and it goes backward because of this normal force with an acceleration of, let it be, a1. Okay, this angle is 30 degree, and the component of this, the only component of this normal which is along horizontal will make this wedge to move backward with an acceleration of a1. So what is this component? So this angle is 30 degree, this angle is also 30 degree, so this angle would be 60 degree. So n cos 60 degree, so this component n cos 60 degree is a required force on the wedge to make it to move in a horizontal direction with an acceleration of a1. So this n cos 60 degree must be equal to mass of this wedge, and its acceleration is a1. So first of all, this expression would be root 3 by 2, and what is the mass of this wedge, which is 16 into a1. Okay, so cos 60 is half, so this is half, and mass is 16, and this is a1. So normal comes out to be 32 a1. So this is the expression that we have get by solving the expression of wedge. Now we'll visualize the question and see what are the other forces which will be acting on small m block. So this is the first expression that we are getting. Again we'll redraw the diagram and see what are the other forces which is acting on this small m block while it is coming down. Okay, so mg sine theta is the force which will make it to come back. Again, if it is coming downward and this wedge is moving in a horizontal direction, so that means this small m will get a pseudo force and in the backward direction, and that pseudo force must be equal to m into a1, don't you think? Because this wedge is going backward with an acceleration of a1, so this small m will get a pseudo force in the backward direction, and its magnitude is m into a1. Okay, so the component of this, sum of the component, so its component along this direction and this direction, you can easily solve it, and this component is, if it is 30 degree, so this angle is also 30 degree. So the component along this direction must be equal to m into a1 cos 30 degree. Okay, don't you think? And whatever the components along the perpendicular, it must be equal to m into a1. Since this angle is 30 degrees, so this component would be m1 sine 30 degree. Okay, and the normal is also acting in this direction. Normal, which is a force applied on the wedge, is n. Okay, and the weight component of the small block is mg cos 30 degree. So what is the value of normal force that must be applied on the wedge? This must be equal to mg cos 30 degree minus because the pseudo force is also acting on it. So the normal has to be reduced now. So it must be equal to m into a1 sine 30 degree. Okay. So this is the value of normal that we have got. Mass is small m, mass is 8 kg. Acceleration due to gravity is g. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2 minus small m, mass is again 8 kg. A1 is the acceleration of wedge and sine 30 degrees half. Okay, so this is the value of expression again that we have got. So that means again for small m block which is moving along the inclined plane, its net force is ma1 cos 30 degree plus mg sine 30 degree. So this is the value of net force acting on the wedge. Okay, this is the net force acting on the small m block. So what would be its acceleration? The acceleration would be net force per unit mass. So it would be equivalent to a1 cos 30 degree plus g sine 30 degree. Don't you think this would be the expression? Because the net force is this, so divided by its mass, you'll get an expression for acceleration. Okay, so the acceleration of this block is, let it be a. So what is the value of a1? A1 is n by 32, and we also get the expression of n and a1 over here. We can easily put the value of n over here so that you can get the value of a1. Don't you think? You can easily put the value of normal over here so that you'll get an expression of a1 in the terms of g. Okay, so if I'll further solve it, you'll get this term as n must be equal to 4g root 3 minus 4a1. Okay, and this normal is 32. A1 must be equal to 4g root 3 minus 4a1. This a1 would go over there, so you'll get 36. A1 must be equal to 4g root 3. So what is the value of a1 that you are getting? A1 comes out to be, the acceleration of the wedge comes out to be 4g root 3 by 36. So 4 9s are, so eventually you'll get root 3 by 9 g as the value of acceleration of this wedge in the horizontal direction. Now putting the value of this in this expression, you'll get the value of the acceleration of small m block. So it comes out to be root 3 by 9g. Cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2 plus g sine 30 degree. Sine 30 degree is half. Okay, so that means eventually you'll get this expression as g 3 3s are 9, 3 to the 6 plus g by 2. So multiplying above and below with 3, so you'll get 3 4g by 6. So that means you'll get it as 2g by 3. That is our final answer that we are getting. So that means fourth is our correct option. So this question is somewhat lengthy, but it is quite easier because such type of questions can be easily visualized by the use of pseudo force. Okay, rest everything is clear. I hope this question is clear to everyone. Thank you.